So there's most definitely been quite a lot of debate on how to maximise your tickets for the raffle. Now of course, the more tickets you have, the more chance you have of getting a better price. And I guess most people understand that if you are just simply on Hypixel Skyblock, you will receive 6 tickets every 2 hours, or 1 ticket every 20 minutes. At the same time, you can also gain an extra 6 tickets every 2 hours, or every 20 minutes for 1, by actually being active on Skyblock. However, what does being active really mean? Now, understandably, if you're going to be AFK and you still want to gain tickets, it makes sense to AFK anyway. The worst case scenario, you're going to get 6 tickets to enter into a raffle, which isn't really that bad. However, in my last video, there was some speculation that basically, even if you just simply AFK, you're technically being active, therefore you can gain up to 12 tickets. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't think that's true. If we take a look at the raffles that I've competed in, this is where I basically just logged on, this is where I was somewhat active, this is where I was somewhat active, and this is when I AFK'd, I got 6 tickets, this is when I AFK'd and got 6 tickets, I AFK'd here again and got 7 tickets, which doesn't make sense considering, well, you would think you would get 6. So maybe there is something to it. Now, from my understanding, to get the active player bonus, which is the additional tickets that you get for actually playing the game, not just being on Skyblock, I would think that that would mean doing things like gaining skill XP, gaining bits, actually doing activities where you have somewhat of a reward to show for it. That doesn't really explain why you would get the active player award for being AFK. I mean, yes, there is the argument of social XP, and that may be true for me. I don't know, though. I always thought social XP would have definitely been separate, considering, you know, people are going to AFK to get the tickets. It makes sense. Why would you include social XP in the actual calculation? But I had a bit of a thought. Okay, so you know how there's obviously pets in the game that do passive damage to, like, enemies, hostile mobs, or whatever you want to call it. Pets like the Snowman, like the Bell Pet, and there's a few more as well. Couldn't you potentially just move your AFK pool next to a minion and then just gain combat XP? That way you're definitely going to get the extra tickets. That indeed is a possibility, but first, if you are planning on purchasing anything from the Hypixel store, make sure to use code NITROS, it gets yourself 5% off. Also, you should subscribe to the channel, it would help out a lot. And you should join the Discord server, it's linked in the description of this video. If you want carries for Slayers or Dungeons, or want to carry Slayers or Dungeons, then make sure to join the server. But before doing any of that, I think it's time to actually decide if you get the active player bonus for simply AFKing. So what I'm going to do is AFK and see if I get the active player bonus. This is going to be so boring. I mean, because I'm actually active. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, so at the moment I have 5 tickets towards this next speed raffle. I'm simply going to AFK for 20 minutes and see how many tickets we get. It's pretty much as simple as that. If we have 1 extra ticket and we have 6, then we don't get the bonus for being active, considering we're actually not, which would make sense. But if we have 7, then, you know, we've kind of beat the system. The time is currently 4:02, as you can see in the top right. So at 4:22, that's when we'll check. Okay, it's been 20 minutes. It's actually been 21. I'll give it an extra minute, okay, to be generous. And it looks like we have just gained 1 ticket, which does make sense. If we look up in the chat when I was gone, I just literally saw it to make sure. I don't know where it is now. Here we go, playtime, you earned 1 ticket, and if we look up further and further and further, we don't get anything for being active. So unless this is something that has been changed and been fixed, see, I've just got literally another active player one, which makes sense, I'm active, but I haven't got, oh wait. All I did was move. Alright, well this makes no sense, I don't know then. That was terrible timing, only if I would have come back like... Do I need to test again? Okay, I'm going to have to test it again. I'm going to give it another 25 minutes now to be safe. Because... I don't know if that's because I've moved. Or whether that's because I was just going to get it anyway. Yikes. Okay, I guess 25 minutes. Okay, so it's been 25 minutes again, and we somehow got 2 tickets. But if we actually take a look at the 2 tickets that we got one for playtime. And then we also, I believe, got another one for playtime. Yeah, and the active player one was at the moment where I started moving. Kind of makes sense considering I did 25 minutes that we got 2 playtime tickets. However, in that period of time, we've not got an active player ticket. So, I'm going to lean towards saying that AFKing doesn't actually get you active player ticket rewards. Considering last time I got one, it was literally about 30 seconds after I moved. However, that kind of makes me think that it isn't just simply gaining skill XP or bits that gives you the active player rewards, but it might actually simply just be moving. And what I mean by that is moving your mouse or your keyboard and not just sitting in an AFK pool. Now, I know since the update has come out, there's been quite a lot of work done on it, but just because there's been quite a few issues, so it makes sense that maybe there's some changes that have been made. Otherwise, I can't really explain why people were getting active player ticket rewards for sitting in an AFK pool, because it doesn't seem to be the case at all. Now, what I've attempted to do here is a bit of a contraption. Did that actually work then? I can't really tell. So essentially, obviously we have the Snowman with its sort of passive ability, which basically is your Snowman fires a snowball dealing 5 times your strength when a mob gets too close to you. So my idea is that if I put the AFK pool right next to the minion, in theory, if we just sit in here, what I thought what would happen is, considering we get pretty damn close to them right here at this point, that our Snowman may actually proc and we may gain combat XP, but that doesn't seem to be happening. Anyway, it's not working too well. I also bought a barrel to test this out because of its fire whip ability, although you do have to be in combat and every 5 seconds in public islands. I guess that's probably an issue. That's probably not going to work either, considering this isn't a public island, this is a private island. Although that did just, I don't know. And the main issue again here is the fact that I'm obviously also not in combat, because I'm not actually hitting them when I'm AFK. So, yeah, this is a bit of a failure, and I also have bought 2 pets that I don't really need. Now, I have a feeling there may be a way to make that work in terms of having a minion right next to the AFK pool and having the right setup, but I've tested a few different ways and I can't really seem to figure it out in Infernus, to be honest. I don't really have that much experience in that field. But if any of you have any like tips or tricks, or just know a way to make it so you're actually active while AFKing, that would be kind of cool. I know there are definitely going to be some people who still say that it technically classifies them as being active when in an AFK pool, but from what I've tested, that just isn't the case. Although what I will say is I think the timings in when you actually do receive the tickets and everything like that is a little bit inconsistent, even though it's supposed to be in a set 20-minute timer. I really don't think it is. So to be honest, from these tests and from this video, I personally think that to get the active player bonus for the tickets is just simply the need to move. I don't really think it is the need to gain skill XP or bits, because as you could see, when I was literally just sat there on my island, I was getting the tickets for being online, and then as soon as I moved, I got the active player ticket. I mean, it make any sense? I didn't gain any skill XP, I didn't gain anything, I just simply moved. But I guess you can let me know in the comments what you think of this, and if you know any sort of tips in order to get the active player bonus in any other way. Anyway, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.